of technology once it has been established. Very slow, messy process. To get 50,000 to sing, maybe 60,000, took 27 years to sing in one language, same song, everybody having the same response. And Taiwan, Hong Kong, Korea were started off like that. There was the social cohesion, the unity, the instant, solid response. Have we reached that stage? No. Can we reach that stage? If we are realistic, I say no. Don't even try. It'll cause very big trouble. We are not homogeneous. Never will be. But we can more and more share common goals, understand each other, know that we have a shared destiny. One language is a social glue that helps to keep a society together, but it's not stronger than religious or ethnic pulls. And don't make that mistake. Never deceive ourselves that we can become like Hong Kong, Taiwan, or Korea, tight, cohesive, with one social response. Of course, we are better than before. When we rehoused, a major decision was made that we'll take the pack of cards and shuffle it. Very high social cost because disorientation. Suddenly, you find neighbors whom you consider dangerous people. Well, I only see them when I pass that kampong. Now they are living on the same floor as I do. Can we trust them? It was, I think, at that time, courageous of our PAP Malay MPs to support that decision. It was not popular with the Malays. It was not popular even with the Hainanese, who had their own pockets, and with several other clans. But we posed the problem to the Malay MPs and says, you can stay in one group, you can be housed in one whole building, or maybe 3-4 buildings in a housing estate, or you can have a whole town. The whole of Geylang Serai could move to Bedok. And indeed, the whole of Geylang Serai wanted to move to Bedok. Would it have been better? I don't think so. Luckily for us, they also did not think so, so we said no. Hold it. It went as far as 35, 38%. Then we held it and said no, the others will go elsewhere and we'll have a mix. Now it's down about 30, 32%. At least we are interacting. Up to a point. Because interaction is a voluntary, spontaneous human instinct. And even after this dispersal, the HDB knows, and all the MPs know, that after balloting, the Malays will swap and choose the lower floors. They like the lower floors. Chinese and Indians like the upper floors, so those who get the upper floors get a free exchange bonus, and the Malays get together on the lower floors. It's a fact of life. And they have a distinct, separate social life around their mosque, around the religious festivities and festivals. And even in the factories where they work together because of different religions, the Malay girls eat separately from the Chinese and Indian girls. They prefer it. So this distinctiveness, you say we can change that? I think no. Should we try? I think also no. Leave it. We can be a free, tolerant, easy society. Each can choose his own lifestyle. So long as you don't break national solidarity, don't become disruptive. One problem, for instance, was the mosque in the housing estates. I mean, enormous problems. If you have the loudspeaker up in the minaret, 5 o'clock in the morning, that's sure, instead of tolerance, you're going to get rising resentments and conflict. Inevitable, because not everybody wants to wake up at 5+ for Fajr. Fortunately, common sense prevailed, and we broadcast it. And so there has been no conflict. And it is this relatively easy relationship that we can hope to improve on, but not homogeneous unity. The Indians, well, they are Hindus, therefore less of a food taboo. They eat together with the others, easier for fraternization, and more integration in both place of work and in the new towns. But it's still not one community. Even amongst Indians, it's not one community. The Sikhs want to study Punjabi. They don't want Tamil. And we allow the Khalsa school to teach Punjabi. And why not? If you want to learn Hindi, by all means. But remember, the working language in Singapore is English, and we assume that you can operate in that language. Of course, our biggest success has been in obliterating or nearly obliterating the divide between the Chinese educated and the English educated. That was a very big problem. 1950s, 60s. By middle 70s became less of a problem. By the 80s, it's more or less resolved, because a new generation now, other than say 6-7% who are monolinguals, all can do 2 languages. The complaint now is CL2 not higher standard, not enough. Well, my answer is, you do the trade-off. The higher your CL2, the more you have to give up of either EL1 or some other science subject, because there's only 24 hours in a day. You decide. What we will do is to give you a basic, so that when you leave school, whether it's with O levels or A levels, if you have the need, in 1 year you can build up the vocabulary and do business in it without any trouble, because you are educated in the language. You are fluent in the language. What is missing is the wealth of vocabulary. And the clans and the dialects, the divisions, are also disappearing. Not so fast. You know, we offered everybody pinyin to register their children's name. I gave the figures. the majority, clear, distinct majority, still wants to keep their dialect names. Although they know when their children go to school, they'll be given a pinyin name. And it's not new. If you go to a Chinese school, your name is written down in Chinese characters, and you may be Tan Sing Huat or whatever it is. And when the teacher calls you, says, Chen Cheng Fa. And if you don't know, well, they say, that's you. And in 3 days, the boy knows that's him. But now in pinyin, they say, look, what's this? Your name's not Chen. There we have succeeded. But there is a price to that. Because we are now bilingual, because we have access to English